Hey, what's up everybody? Ben here from blogwithben.com, and I'm really excited about today's video because it deals with something that has allowed me to leave my corporate job and become a full-time digital creator, and that is blog monetization. Now, there are multiple ways that you could go about earning a passive income with your blog, but what I'm about to show you is probably one of the easiest and quickest ways to start earning money with your digital platform. And no, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme or anything unethical. In today's video, I'm going to take you on an in-depth, step-by-step walkthrough on how to become an Adsterra publisher. And if you're new to Adsterra, they're an international advertising and CPA network. It's a globally recognized brand used by bloggers and affiliates as the top alternative to AdSense. Established in 2013, Adsterra offers a sophisticated platform for advertising and monetization, as you'll see in a few moments, and it even uses smart AI-based optimization tools to analyze your traffic and pick the most profitable offers that suit your audience for effective monetization strategies and campaigns. And as an Adsterra publisher, you'll be able to leverage your website or blog and monetize your traffic by placing different sorts of ads within your content. Then when your visitors see or interact with those ads, you receive a certain amount of money from advertisers who want to promote those services. It's really that simple. And if you're having trouble getting approved by AdSense, or maybe you have AdSense but you want to diversify your monetization strategy, then Adsterra is a great place to start. And really quick, before we dive in, if you get any value out of this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. Helps me bring you more resources, and it keeps you up to date with all of the WordPress and tech trends happening throughout the year. But either way, thank you so much for all your support. All right, with that being said, let's get started. So as I mentioned in the intro, this video is going to walk you through the process of becoming an Adsterra publisher so that you can monetize your blog or website traffic. I should also point out that this video is specifically for anyone who has a WordPress.org digital platform. However, if you aren't using WordPress, you could still follow along and get started with the steps we're about to go over in this video. Additionally, this will be an in-depth tutorial on the entire process of getting started with Adsterra. But as you're going through this video, I also recommend checking out Adsterra's help docs, which I've linked to in the video description below. They have some really helpful articles that are a great reference should you need some extra clarification on the process of getting started with Adsterra. Alright, so the first step in the process is to sign up to become an Adsterra publisher. And you could do so by visiting my referral link, blogwithben.com/Adsterra, and I've linked to it in the video description below, but using my referral link is 100% free and will allow you to quickly sign up to become a publisher for Adsterra. Plus, when you become a publisher, you'll get your own referral link that you can then use to earn additional revenue as well. So the sooner you apply, the sooner you could start earning revenue with your blog. And clicking on that referral link will bring you to the publisher sign-up form that you're looking at right now. And as we briefly went over in the intro, a publisher is someone who has a website or any other platform who looks to monetize their audience by placing different sorts of ads within their content. Then when your visitors see or interact with those ads, you receive a certain amount of money from those advertisers who want to promote those services. So if that sounds like you, you'd be a great fit for an Adsterra publisher. And the process is pretty straightforward. You'll provide a valid email address and your full name. You'll then create a unique Adsterra login username and password. This is what you'll use to log into your Adsterra account. Then below that, you'll find two fields for a Messenger and Messenger account. This is basically you telling Adsterra which social account is best for them to DM you should they need to get in touch. And for my Messenger, I select Instagram, but if you click that drop down, you'll be presented with other social media networks to choose from like Twitter or X now, Facebook, WhatsApp, etc. Then in the Messenger account field, enter your profile handle associated with that account like so. Next, select your payment method. This is how you'll be paid by Adsterra. I'm using PayPal, but they offer additional methods of payment that you could choose from here. Finally, check the box stating that you've read and accept the terms and privacy policy, and click the sign up button. Then in a few seconds, you'll get a notice telling you that a verification link was sent to the inbox of the email address that you signed up with. So in a few moments, check your inbox, and you should see an email from Adsterra titled "Complete your registration as a publisher." If you don't see this email, be sure to check your spam. But either way, once you get this email, click the Confirm Email button, and you'll then be redirected to another page where you'll be notified that the verification code was a success. So just give it a few more seconds, and then you'll be taken to your publisher login page. Your username and password should auto-generate, but if not, just enter them in those two fields and click the Login button. And we're in. Welcome to your Adsterra Publisher dashboard. This is home base for your account, and it's where you can start monetizing your site and do things like create ad units, add websites, create direct links, set up your payments, and much more. And we'll be doing all of those things in this tutorial, but before we do, let me give you a quick tour of your dashboard so that you can get a good feel for where everything is before you start setting things up. In this portion of the tutorial, I'm going to give you a quick tour and overview of your Adsterra dashboard. That way you'll have a solid understanding of how to quickly navigate the platform so that you can start monetizing your site faster. Okay, first, if you look towards the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see the sidebar menu. This will help you navigate from one page to another and can be broken down into two sections, platform and personal info. So starting with the platform section, we have the dashboard. This is where you'll find a feed of the most important recent updates from Adsterra. It's a good idea to check in here from time to time. Next is statistics. This is where you can review, filter, and analyze how your ads are performing. Next are direct links. This is an alternative strategy that we'll cover a little later on in the tutorial, but this direct link section is where you can request a direct link and access it. Next, we have websites, and this is where you can add and manage your sites that use Adsterra ads. This is also where you can create and access your ad units, and we'll definitely be doing that in just a bit as well. Next are referrals, and this is where you can access your personal Adsterra referral link and referral banners, which you could then share on your website and with your audience. And when someone uses your link and signs up to become an Adsterra publisher, you earn 5% of the revenue that they generate. It's just another way to monetize your digital platform. And again, we'll be going through how to do this a little later on in the video. And the last menu item within the platform section of the sidebar is API. And this is a bit more technical and not something we'll be addressing in this video, but this is where you can get your Adsterra token. And this can come in handy for reporting because instead of using spreadsheets, you can use their API to fetch the data you need automatically without having to import a CSV file. All right, moving on to the personal section of the sidebar. First, we have your profile. This is where you can manage and update your personal and payment information associated with your profile, as well as monitor your active sessions. Next, we have payments. This is a list of your past and scheduled payouts, as well as a review of available payment systems and their conditions. Then there's support, and this will list out your history of support tickets if you have any. And finally, we have freebies and bonuses. This is where you can access exclusive offers from Adsterra's partners. All right, that's the sidebar. Moving on to the top of the screen, we have a little nav menu where you'll find a button to add new websites to your account. Your current Adsterra balance is at 0 right now because I haven't implemented any ad units, but that will change in just a bit. And then next to that is your username, where if you click on that, you'll find the profile link and logout button. Moving below that, towards the middle of the screen, Adsterra has some quick tips to get you started. We're going to do this in just a few moments, but this is a good little help guide to get you started with the platform. Below that is the direct link option. This is where you can create direct links to use for various campaigns. Again, we'll be going through this later on in the tutorial, but this is where you can quickly request and access direct links for your account. Then below that is where you can add websites to your account, as well as ad units. This is very handy in terms of managing and accessing your ads, as you'll see in a few moments. Then finally, in the bottom right corner, we have Adsterra's live chat button. And click on that little icon whenever you have a question, concern, or feedback. They're available for you 24/7, and I gotta say, this was a huge selling point to me because when questions came up, having professional support to troubleshoot and resolve issues is key to your overall success, and Adsterra's support is by far one of the best around. First, they have a chat feature where you can send them a direct message. It'll start you off with a bot, but you can connect to a live person and they'll respond to you very quickly, as I found out whenever I had a question when I was getting started. I used their live chat and was very happy with the experience that I had with their support rep. Below that, you can access the Adsterra Updated Help Center. This contains advice and tips from the Adsterra Publishers team. And then below that is a search feature where you could search and browse the help docs if you need some extra assistance. Again, this is a great reference when you're just getting started. And finally, they even have this little nav bar at the bottom where you can quickly navigate through the entire live chat platform. Super helpful. All right, so that's your Adsterra account overview. Now that you know your way around, let's get to the fun stuff. So moving on, let's add your website to your Adsterra account so that you can begin monetizing your traffic. In this portion of the tutorial, we're going to add and connect your website or blog to your Adsterra account so that you can begin to monetize the traffic. And before we do, I should point out that I'm adding my personal blog to Adsterra, which is an educational marketing blog built on WordPress. However, Adsterra ads are compatible with all major CMSs, including WordPress, Blogspot, or just regular HTML-based websites. Another thing I should mention is that this is an ethical and white hat strategy, meaning that Adsterra only accepts high quality traffic and your website's content can't fall under any of these restrictions listed here. And I've linked to this page in the video description below, but if you have any doubt about your site being accepted, I highly recommend that you check out this list before submitting your site for approval. Alright, so to get started, head over to the website section of your dashboard if you aren't there already by clicking Websites in the sidebar menu. Then from here, click the Add Website button, and a pop-up window will appear. This is where you'll enter your website URL, set the category, select your ad unit type, and configure the ad campaign type. First, let's add our website. So in that first field there titled Website, enter your website's URL like so. Don't add any prefixes like HTTP or HTTPS, and don't add the www. Just enter the domain. And please note that special characters are not allowed, and if you're unable to add your website for any reason, just get in touch with Adsterra's support. They'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay, next you'll select the category that best describes your website's content. So from that drop-down, find the category that you think is most in line with your content. And like I said earlier, my site is an educational digital marketing blog, and I didn't really see anything that matched that on their list, so I just selected Other. Alright, moving on to ad units. This is where you'll select the type of ad units you want to display on your site. Now, you can only choose one right now, but you can add additional ad units to your site after it's been approved, and I'll show you how to do that in just a few moments. Now, before we select an ad unit, let me quickly go over what each one of these entails. So, you'll see that you have 10 options when it comes to the type of ads that you could choose from. However, each ad unit is a unique advertising format that you could then place on your website. And Adsterra divides ad units into two broad categories: rich media ads and static ads. They also have a great article breaking down each ad unit that I've linked to in the video description below, but rich media ads may include video, audio, or other elements that encourage your visitors to interact with the content, and the rich media ads offered here are pop under and social bar. While display ads sell with static images, so all of the banner ads are display ads. However, Adsterra states that pop under, social bar, and native banners usually bring the best results and highest profits. Just something to keep in mind when you're choosing your ad units. So with that being said, for the first example, I'm going to select social bar as my ad unit. Then the last thing here is to configure the types of ad campaigns that will display on your site. By default, it automatically removes any erotic ads, but I also want to remove gambling ads from displaying on my site. So check the boxes next to the campaigns that you want to remove from showing on your site. Then after everything's filled out, click the Add button, and your request for approval will be sent to Adsterra, where they'll review and approve or deny your website. This usually takes just a few minutes, however, they'll make sure to keep you updated by email. So click the Got It button, and you'll see that your site has been added to your website management page, and it will be listed as pending, but also keep an eye out for that approval email in the inbox of the email address that you signed up with. It'll look something like this and will be titled Adsterra Network, your domains were approved. And my site was approved within 15 minutes, and that is amazing and super fast compared to other ad networks out there. So to start monetizing your site, click the View Code Scripts button, and you'll be able to access the code snippets ready to be installed on your site. However, if we head back to our website's management page within our Adsterra account and refresh the page, You'll see that my website is no longer listed as pending. And if you click this little arrow icon, it will open and display all of the ad units associated with this website. Now, we obviously only have one ad unit at the moment, the social bar, but you'll notice that it's now listed as being active. And this little menu is where you can manage your ad units, view the stats for the ad, update the campaign specifics if needed, and most importantly, get the code to add to your site so that you could start displaying ads to your web traffic. And that's what we're going to do right now. So click where it says Get Code, and this will spit out the script that you'll add to your site. Now, a few things to keep in mind here. First, Adsterra will tell you exactly where this script needs to be inserted on your site, which for this ad is right above the closing body tag. Now, each ad unit is different, so the location for the code will vary. And if you need more info, just click that link for their help docs. But I'm going to show you a few quick and easy ways to insert this code on a WordPress website. So first thing you want to do is obviously copy the code by clicking the Copy Code button. There we go. Then let's head over to my WordPress site. And for the first example, I'm going to use a plugin to insert the code. Then after we go through that example, I'll show you how to insert the code without a plugin. It really comes down to personal preference, but for the first part of this tutorial, let's use a plugin. So the plugin I recommend using is called WP Code, and you could search for it in the Add New Plugin section of your WordPress dashboard and install and activate it right here in the back end of your site, which I've already done. I've also linked to this plugin in the video description below where you can download it and then upload the zip file to your site if that's easier for you. But either way, once you've installed and activated the WP Code plugin, it will give you the ability to easily add code snippets to the header, body, and footer of your WordPress site. And again, this social bar ad unit from Adsterra calls for us to insert it right above the body closing tag. So to do that, after you've installed and activated the WP Code plugin, within your WordPress dashboard on the left-hand side of the screen, hover your mouse over Code Snippets and click on Header and Footer. And this will bring you to the plugin's Global Header and Footer Script section. This is where you can paste code that needs to be displayed in the head, body, and footer sections of your site. And depending on the type of code you have, it will vary on where you paste it. However, as I just mentioned, we need to paste our Adsterra social bar code above the closing body tag. And because it's the closing body tag, it'll need to go in the footer section. As you can see here, all code placed in this text box will go above the closing body tag. So all you'll do is place your cursor in the footer text box and paste the snippet of code like so. Again, I'm on a Mac, so I'm pressing Command P on my keyboard to paste it. And then don't forget to click the Save Changes button in the upper right corner. And this will insert the script and start running the social bar ad on my site. Then if we go to my blog's homepage, you'll see that upon loading, in the upper right corner, we have our first social bar ad. It looks like a little alert notification and is promoting some sort of remote work, but very in line with my audience, and it looks great. Now, I should point out that Adsterra says you can fine-tune your ad's location by reaching out to their support team if you'd like to change the position or how often you want your visitors to see the ad. So just send Adsterra a message using that live chat feature we went over in the account overview and tell them you want to fine-tune these ads. But I will say that when I visit other pages of my blog, I'm seeing the ad display in the bottom right corner as well. The social bar is one of the most engaging and interactive ad formats that they offer, and it could look like an in-page push, chat bubble, custom banner, icon, quiz, etc. And again, I have to say that setting this up was a breeze, and I can now start earning money when people visit my blog on their desktop or mobile device. As you can see, the code snippet also displays a responsive version of the social bar ad on mobile devices as well. And because it's responsive, it will adjust to whatever screen size your visitor is using to view your site. All right, so before we move on to the next ad unit, I want to show you how to add this code to your WordPress site without using a plugin. So instead of using the WP Code plugin to insert and paste the code, we're going to use the theme file editor. This is for anyone who doesn't want to add to their plugin load, and it's more of a do-it-yourselfer. And again, if you don't have a WordPress site, you could still easily add the code to your site with the help from Adsterra's help docs. They have articles for inserting the code to WordPress, Blogspot, Elementor, static HTML, Cloudflare, and more. And I'll link to this in the video description below. But back at my WordPress site, if you don't want to use a plugin, this is how you can insert the social bar ad code. So within the sidebar on the left-hand side of the screen of your WordPress dashboard, hover your mouse over Appearance and click on Theme File Editor. And this will open your WordPress theme file editor, which is what you're looking at right now. And this is a feature within the WordPress dashboard that allows you to directly edit the code of your theme's files. It's a built-in code editor, accessible from the WordPress admin area, and is designed for users who wish to make changes to their theme's files directly from the dashboard. Now, one thing I want to point out is that this is a somewhat advanced thing to do, but it's actually really simple. You just have to follow along with what I do exactly in this video, or you could potentially break your site, making it inaccessible. Therefore, it's highly recommended to have backups, or ideally perform this edit in a staging environment first. But like I said, as long as you do exactly or only what we do in this tutorial, you'll be fine. But I just want to put that quick disclaimer out there before we do anything. Okay, so first things first, make sure you're editing the correct theme. By default, it should have your current theme selected, but you can confirm that here in the upper right corner of the editor. Then within the theme files on the right-hand sidebar, find and open the theme footer file. Then all you're going to do is paste the snippet of code from Adsterra right above the closing body tag, which in this example, it's line 51, but regardless of your theme, the body closing tag will look like this. Then simply place your cursor at the end of the WP footer tag, at least that's what it is for me, and hit enter on the keyboard so you can create some space above the closing body tag, and then paste the Adsterra code like so. Then click the Update File button at the bottom of the screen. And in a few moments, you should get a notification letting you know that the file was edited successfully. Then once again, when I visit the front end of my blog, the code is working and the ads are displaying as expected. Again, if you have any issues at all with getting your code to work, the Adsterra team is ready to help. Just send them a message in the live chat widget within your account dashboard and they can get you squared away. Okay, moving on. Next, let me show you how to add additional ad units to your website so that you can diversify your monetization strategy. In this portion of the tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add additional ad units to your website. This could come in handy if you want to switch up your ad strategy and display different types of ads within your content. It's always a good idea to test and see what performs the best, and adding different ad units to your website can open doors to more revenue. So when we first added this website to my account, I was only able to apply one ad unit, which was the social bar. However, now that my website was approved to display ads, I can apply to add additional ad units to this website right here in my Adsterra account. So head over to your website section of your Adsterra account if you haven't done so already. And then within the site listing, click on that little plus ad unit icon on the right-hand side of the screen. And this will bring up the pop-up window again where the steps are the exact same as when we were adding the website to Adsterra, except this time the website and category are already assigned. So all you have to do now is select the new ad unit type, and for this example, I'm going to add the pop under ads. Then once again, I'll remove the erotic and gambling ads from this campaign, and click the add button. Then the request for the new ad unit will be submitted, and you'll receive an email when it's been approved for use. And again, when we click the little drop-down arrow icon, it will display all of the ad units associated with this web property and their status. We now have the social bar and pop under. And the pop under is still pending, obviously, because we just sent that over to Adsterra for approval, but this one took about 10 minutes to be approved, so just sit tight and keep an eye out for that approval email in your inbox. It's just like the initial domain approval email, but this time when you click the View Code Scripts button, you see that we now have two scripts, the social bar and the pop under. You can copy them here, but if we head back to the website section of our Adsterra account and open the drop down again, you'll see that the two ad units are listed here as both active. Now remember, this doesn't mean that they're active on our site, but they are active in the sense that we can now access the code and implement them on our website. And real quick before we do that, if you click this gear icon next to any of your ad units, you can configure the name and campaign types. I'm leaving everything as is, but I just wanted to show you that in case you wanted to add or remove campaign types from your ad units. And then let's add the pop under ad unit to my site. So just like before, click the Get Code button next to the ad unit that you want to implement. And then you'll be presented with the script. Remember to review where this code needs to be inserted, and Adsterra will state that here. Looks like this one will go right before the closing head tag this time. You can find more info on that if you need by clicking on that more info link, but I'm going to walk you through the process right now. So let's go ahead and copy the code by clicking the Copy Code button. Then let's head back to WordPress. And again, I'm going to show you how to implement this ad unit with and without a plugin. So first, the WP Code plugin. Within your WordPress dashboard, hover your mouse over code snippets and click on Header and Footer. And this time, remember, the pop under ad unit needs to be before the closing head tag. So this time within the header section, place your cursor in the text box and paste the code from Adsterra. Again, I'm on a Mac, so I'm pressing Command P on my keyboard to paste it. Then click the Save Changes button in the upper right corner. And this time when I visit the front end of my blog, after the page loads, you'll see that there's an additional tab that loads in the browser. This is the pop under ad. And when the user opens that tab, they'll be presented with the ad. It's non-intrusive, but still presents the ad to the viewer, and you get paid for impressions, which is a win-win. Okay, so that was how to insert the code with a plugin. Next, let's do it without a plugin. So head over to your theme file editor by hovering your mouse over Appearance and clicking on Theme File Editor. Then make sure you have the correct theme selected. And then within the theme files on the right-hand side of the screen, open the theme header file. Then all you're going to do is find the closing head tag within the file contents. It'll look like this. Then place the cursor within the editor and make some space right above that tag. And paste the code from Adsterra like so. Perfect. Then click the Update File button towards the bottom of the screen. And then this time when I visit the front end of my site, the pop under tab will appear and the ad unit will display to the visitor. So either way you decide to implement the code will work. It's up to you and your personal preference and level of experience with the theme editor. But again, both ways are super simple and allow you to start monetizing your traffic fairly quickly with the pop under ad units. Now, if your pop under ads aren't displaying for any reason, there are a few things you could do to troubleshoot and fix the issue. First, within your website section of your Adsterra account, they have some tips where if you click that Show Tips icon, it'll open up, and from here you can request to have them add the anti-ad block to your code by clicking this button. They even outline the steps here, but it's fairly straightforward. You request the anti-ad block, Adsterra will generate the new code for you within your account. They'll notify you via email when it's ready, and then you'll have to replace the snippets of code on your site, and the pop under ads should display. You can also always reach out to their support team via live chat and send them a message if you're still having trouble with the ads showing. Okay, the last ad unit I want to go over is the native banner. This was another one of Adsterra's recommended ad units because of how well it performs. And for the sake of time, I've already requested and added that ad unit to this domain. As you can see, the native banner ad unit is now active in my list of ads associated with my site. And just like the other ads, let's get the code. So click the Get Code button. And this time you'll be presented with a pop-up window where you'll have some configuring options. This lets you really drill down and create a unique ad experience, and it can vary depending on how you want these ads to display. For example, I'm going to have a row of the native ads embedded within the middle of one of my blog posts content. However, if you click this drop-down, you can change the layout of the ads. By default, it's set to 4x1, but opening this drop-down, you'll see that you have multiple options that allow you to get creative in terms of how these ads display on your site. You're even given some visual examples of what the layout will look like on the right there. Pretty cool. And again, I'm going to use the 4x1 layout, so I'll select that really quick. There we go. Then below that, you can configure the font size and color. By default, they're set to inherit the same font size and color of whatever you're embedding the code in, but if you want to change it, you can do so here. Adsterra even has a help guide that you could access here if you need some extra clarification on how to get these ads set up. But this ad unit looks good to go, so let's go ahead and copy the code by clicking the Copy Code button. Then you may notice that there aren't any instructions on where to place this code like there were with our social bar and pop under ad units. And that's because this code is meant to be embedded within your content. So it theoretically can go anywhere you have the ability to add HTML. And for this particular example, I'm embedding the 4x1 ad unit within a blog post. Now, I use the Divi page builder on my personal site, so the steps are very unique when it comes to adding code. However, let me show you how it will be done on a site using the WordPress editor blocks. So more than likely, you'll have a blog post that will be built with blocks. And in order to add the Adsterra native banner code, you'll need to add a new custom HTML block within your post or page content. So all you're going to do here is determine where you want the ad to display and then click the plus icon to add a new block. Then find the custom HTML block and select it. Then place your cursor within that block and paste the code like so. Then when you publish the changes, the ad will display in the layout you selected when you set up the ad unit in Adsterra. Now, this example was performed on a demo site, so you won't really get a good idea of what this ad banner looks like within content, but let's head over to my blog so you can get an idea of what this looks like whenever it's placed within a real blog post. And as you can see, my 4x1 native banner ad is placed perfectly within my blog post content and displays the ad seamlessly. The user experience isn't interrupted, and the ad unit is giving you yet another way to monetize your traffic. Okay, so that's going to do it for the ad units. We obviously didn't cover all of them, but again, please feel free to experiment and test different ad units on your site to see which ones perform the best for your audience. Also, don't forget about Adsterra's help docs on choosing the right ad unit. I've linked to it in the video description below, but this was a great reference for me when I was just starting out with these ads. I highly recommend giving it a read. Okay, moving on. Next, I want to quickly go over the direct links feature. In this portion of the tutorial, I'm going to give you an overview of how to access and create direct links. This is Adsterra's new smart direct link technology that is basically an intellectual URL that automatically selects the most relevant landing pages for your traffic. So after users click on the text, image, or button with the smart direct link, they are redirected to an advertising page. And over 20,000 advertising campaigns are rotating on Adsterra simultaneously, but the algorithm picks the campaign that matches your traffic best. And we're not going to do a deep dive on the direct links in this tutorial, but I highly recommend checking out Adsterra's helpful article that breaks down a ton of the nitty-gritty when it comes to creating the direct links and where to place them. Again, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through every single detail on the direct link strategy in this video, but I'll link to this article and I highly recommend checking it out when you have some extra time. Okay, back at the Adsterra account dashboard, I will show you how to access and create your direct links. So within the sidebar on the left-hand side of the screen, click on where it says direct links, and this will bring you to your direct links management page. This is where you can create, manage, and access your direct links to use as you see fit. So first things first, to get started, click the Create Direct Link button. Then a pop-up window will appear where you'll choose your traffic type. They offer adult or non-adult. I definitely want non-adult for my traffic, so I'll select that. Next, check the type of ad campaigns you want to remove from your feed. Again, I want to remove all ads that have adult and gambling content. Then click the Add button. And just like our other ad units, the request will go to Adsterra and they will send you an email once you're approved. And the direct link will be pending, but once you receive the email, which took about 5 minutes this time, and when I refresh the page, the link is now active and I can now access it and use it in my monetization strategy. And using it is pretty straightforward. Adsterra even has some quick tips here to help you get started, but you'll just copy the link and then inject it in either hyperlinks, images, GIFs, etc. to drive traffic to those advertisers so you can begin monetizing that traffic. And to access the link, all you'll do is click the copy button next to the direct link that you want to use, and then you can paste that link wherever you want. Now, one quick tip that I highly recommend is that you don't just copy this link and then paste it directly to your social media posts. You'll more than likely get flagged for spam if you're just posting these ad links and trying to get traffic that way. You'll need to be a bit more sophisticated and ethical when using these direct links for monetization purposes. Some publishers whose CMSs don't allow them to place ad scripts, they design a static banner with a heading and image and attach the link that way. Again, we're not going to go through that in this video, but I highly recommend checking out Adsterra's direct link article for more tips and recommendations when it comes to implementing direct links on your site. And as always, you can access this link in the video description below. All right, moving on. The last thing I want to cover is probably one of the most important, and that's setting up your payment information so that you can ensure that you'll be paid for your ads. In this portion of the tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up and confirm your payment information so that you can actually get paid. If you recall, when we first signed up, I told Adsterra that I wanted to be paid via PayPal. However, there were still a few extra steps I needed to take on this end in order for my payments to go through. So first, within your Adsterra account dashboard, click on Profile. And from here, you can update your payment information. This is basically telling Adsterra how you want to receive payment as well as set your minimum payout. Please know that after you set this information, if you want to change it for any reason, you'll need to contact Adsterra and you should be prepared to provide extra documentation. But if you know how you want to be paid, go ahead and fill out the form and enter your country, currency, preferred method of payment, and Adsterra offers the following payment options: Bitcoin, PayPal, Tether, wire transfer, WebMoney, and Paxum. Then your account type, which for this example would be an individual, and then set the minimum payout amount. And I've selected $100 here, but because I selected PayPal, I should have selected $50. I'll need to update this later on in order to get paid, but please pay attention to the amount in parentheses next to your payment method. That is the minimum payout amount required. So again, since I selected PayPal, this $100 should have been $50. Please keep that in mind. Okay, once everything is filled out, go ahead and click the Save My Profile button. And in a few seconds, you'll get a notice stating that once you submit this payment info, all crypto payment methods will no longer be available. And I don't personally use crypto, so this is fine with me. So I'll click Confirm. Then you'll get another notice stating that Adsterra has sent you an email with a numeric code to update the string. So keep an eye out for this email titled Adsterra Network Profile Update Confirmation. And within that email will be some numbers. I have it blurred out, but this is the string and this is what you'll copy and paste in your profile page. So I'm going to highlight this and copy it. Then back at my Adsterra profile, scroll down a bit and there will be a field to update the string. Simply paste the numeric code from the email there and click the Save My Profile button. Then you'll get a really quick notice stating that the changes were saved successfully. Then another important thing to point out here is that once you reach the minimum payout amount of $50, you'll be prompted to fill out the rest of these payment fields before you can receive that payment. This is very important, and Adsterra has another great article that walks you through that process. And since I'm brand new to Adsterra and I haven't reached the $50 minimum yet, I'll show you the last steps here outlined in the article, which I've linked to in the video description below if you want to check it out. So once you reach the minimum payout of $50, you'll need to fill out the remaining payment fields on this page. And if you're an individual, they will be this. And if you're a legal entity, they will be this. Then after those fields are filled out, you'll click the Save My Profile button. And once again, you'll be emailed the numeric string that you'll copy and paste in the Update String field. You'll then click the Save My Profile button and will be presented with a Hyperwallet pop-up window. This is specific to PayPal, so you'll need to enter your PayPal email address and click Submit. Then you can officially receive payment from Adsterra into your PayPal account. If you have any issues setting this up, please feel free to reach out to Adsterra's support team. They will definitely get you going and help you get your payment info squared away. And speaking of payment, Adsterra states that the funds will be automatically released after the 2-week hold period. Also, your payment information should be completed before the payment period. And to track and monitor your payments, if you click on Payments in the sidebar of your account, you'll be taken to your Payments page where you can again monitor and track your payments as well as find invoices. And as I previously mentioned, I haven't had my Adsterra account for more than a few days, so I don't have any payment info yet, but one way you can check is through your ad stats. So On the left sidebar, click on Statistics, and this will show you all of your ad units and how they're performing. Again, I've only had a few ad units running for less than a day, and I have a whopping 2 cents profit. Wow. But as you continue to grow and increase the traffic to your ads, you'll hopefully start to see these numbers increase as well. All right, moving on, we're almost done. The last thing I'm going to show you is yet another way to earn passive income with Adsterra, and that is with their referral program. In this portion of the tutorial, I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to add to your monetization strategy through Adsterra's referral program for publishers. Simply put, you make money on recommending Adsterra to your friends, colleagues, and visitors to your blog or website. Plus, the great part about it is that you earn 5% of the lifetime revenue generated by the publishers you refer to Adsterra. And it's super easy to get started. From your Adsterra account dashboard, click on Referrals on the sidebar on the left-hand side of the screen. And this is where you can access your referral invite link and banner, as well as check your real-time reports and earnings. The referral program provides a regular commission, meaning you can increase your income simply by referring as many publishers as you can. And your referral strategy can be implemented in 2 ways: the invite link and the banner ad. The invite link is a unique URL that you can access by clicking the Generate Invite button. And in a few seconds, you'll be provided your very own unique referral link that you can then use to generate referrals and hopefully start earning revenue when people sign up to become publishers and start earning their own revenue. Remember, you get 5% of what they earn for the entire lifetime of their ads. Then the next strategy is to use the Adsterra banner ads. These are pre-made banners and GIFs where you can either download by clicking the download button or copy the HTML code and embed it on your site. That's what I'm going to do for this example. So first, I'll select the type of banner that I want to use. And I'm going to use a PNG, which means it will be a static image, but they also offer GIFs, which kind of move like a little movie reel on a loop. So choose which banner type you want to use, but again, I'm going to use a PNG static image, so I'll reselect PNG. Then below that, if you click that drop down, you can select the specific size of banner that you want to display on your site. I'm going to place this in my sidebar, so I'll select something that is somewhat of a square shape. So I'll go with 250 by 250 pixels. And then since I'm going to embed this on my site, I'm going to use the code instead of the download image button. So all you need to do to copy the code is click anywhere on the code within that little text box. And that copies the embed code to your clipboard, and you should get a notification letting you know that it's been copied. Next, and this is specific to my particular situation because of how I have my site set up, but I'll be embedding this code within a text widget in my blog sidebar. But you can embed this code in a custom HTML block or any place that accepts HTML on your site. But again, I'm placing this in my text sidebar widget. And if you don't have too much experience with HTML, don't let this intimidate you. It's really quite simple once you get the hang of it. And again, this is very specific to my situation and how my site is set up. But it's still super easy to implement once you get used to it. And there we go. Then I'll go ahead and update these changes to make them live. Then when I visit the front end of my blog and scroll down a bit, check that out. I have a professional looking banner ad in the sidebar that's driving traffic to my referral link and opening the door to more passive income profits via Adsterra. And one final thing before I let you go, there's a wealth of information available to you on the Adsterra blog, and I'll link to it in the video description below, but their blog is a super valuable resource packed with tips, strategies, and updates tailored specifically for Adsterra users. And whether you're just starting out or looking to optimize your existing campaigns, the Adsterra blog is a great source for staying ahead in the digital advertising space. So that's going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. Also, if you're thinking about starting a blog, you got to check out my step-by-step tutorials. They'll show you everything you need to know in order to build, grow, and monetize a professional WordPress blog. And as always, your support means a great deal to me and my family, and for that, I thank you. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.